let's finish this what if for one way or another. Right. No matter if it's one video, two videos, or heck, even three videos. I said I was gonna finish it, so I am going to do exactly that. Cue intro. Hey guys, Axel Stanley here, and of course, it has been a while since I have talked about this what if, and believe it or not, I have my reasons for it. All things considered, because, well, I'm not a big YouTube star, so I'm kind of forcing my hand to do other things. That being said, though, I have not forgotten about this what if, nor do I intend to until I finish it. And of course, since we are pretty knees deep into this what if, but to this point, yep, it's only right that I at least try to finish it at some capacity, as I have promised in my last channel update saying otherwise. That being said, though, this what if has definitely been one of the few what ifs that I have thought of for the longest time since we got to see Broly, the new Broly movie come out like 3 years ago? What was it, 3 years ago, or is it 2 years ago? I don't know. That being said, though, because of Broly's sort of recent popularity, and I only say sort of loosely because, well, that's been a while. But so with that being said, though, I asked the question: what if the events that happened in Dragon Ball Super's Broly movie came in a little early? And what do I mean by that? Well, we basically have the same cast of characters of Cheelai, Lemo, and of course, the big man himself, Broly. The big legendary Super Saiyan of all legend. Coming in to wreak havoc for the Frieza Force. But of course, that all landslides out of control, scenario-wise. And for those who are wondering, how early are we talking in this what if? Well, in the last many parts ago, this what if started way back in the Frieza saga. So yeah, we we literally started at the second biggest saga of the Dragon Ball Z franchise as a whole. That being said, though, it has been a what if of many different complications. And of course, it had taken many turns. It has taken many interesting aspects that I've actually thought of and consider. And to basically dumb it down, after the Frieza saga, Broly became the apprentice of Son Goku. Broly eventually gets hitched to Cheelai, has a daughter named Chira. Is now really good friends with the Sea Fighters. So the list kind of goes on, depending on how much you look into it. With that being said, though, from the last part, I may have jumped the gun a little bit, but what really happened on the last part was that the whole Resurrection F arc, Frieza returns, and of course, gets sent back to Hiffle. Yep. Enough said, I guess. But, however, now we are going to dive ourselves into the Universe 7 versus Universe 6 arc, which shouldn't be too bad, all things considered, because, hey, we got our biggest powerhouse here, I guess. Anyways, diving into with this part here. This whole ordeal starts off as pretty normal as it does. and pretty much the events that unfold with Beerus and Champa that lead up to it goes about as normal as it does. And of course, this eventually boils down to like, we will definitely fight for those Super Dragon Balls and Earth, because apparently Champa wants our Earth, I guess. Anywho, yep. But it still kind of goes along similarly as it does, because, well, it is what it is. So, with the stage being set, very, very similar, like, it is up to our warriors to come up with a small team, a small team of 5 to go against Universe 6's strong warriors. Well, strong warriors, I guess. And of course, it's already easy. We've already got Goku, Vegeta, and Broly. I just need to find 2 more, and bingo, bongo, bongo, blinkle. So it should be easy. And of course, Piccolo being up and ready, definitely joins in the fray, as Piccolo normally does. And of course, there's the one moment where Gohan still has to go to a conference and stuff because the conferences, I guess. So with them trying to think of who to send in next, Broly suggests an interesting idea, and that being his daughter Chira. The rest of the combatants are very, very concerned because, well, one, this child is like barely, well, I mean, come on, it's a small child. How can she really, and before anything else can be said in rebuttal, remarks, so Broly exclaims that she has been training under for the likes of her father for some time, and of course understands the Saiyan potential, but just as much as the other younglings, I guess. So yeah, with that being said, and with a little bit of demonstration of Chira showing off her Super Saiyan prowess, and considering that she's basically, well, her dad, kind of, sort of, maybe a lot, who knows? With Chira now confirmed to have the right stuff, but she is now led on the team. And of course, Universe 7 wouldn't be complete without a whole spectator team to, well, spectate it. So yeah, if she's going, you can bet Chile and Level are going. With that being said, all 5 slots have been filled. Universe 7 looks like a pretty confident team, as it were. So yeah, how bad could it be? Well, going deeper, and we will find out when we reach the point of when the tournament starts. Chira is now the first person to come up and fight for Universe 7, and of course, Universe 6 sends out Botama. And eventually, at some point, Chira does learn that, hey, this guy's a little bouncy and a little weird. And of course, puts 2 and 2 together and basically comes up with the Super Saiyan and knocks him out of the ring. So yeah, uh, it looked pretty easy, yeah, for Chira. And of course, so her parents and the rest of Universe 7 are cheering her on. She feels pretty proud of herself. But yeah, however, though, coming up next with the with her next opponent, well, unfortunately, she still succumbs to Frost's trap, which, by the way, that's definitely the next opponent, that being Frost. She gets nicked by Frost unsuspectingly, and she unfortunately could not compete anymore after that. So yeah, Chira's down. And of course, with a little bit of a Sabine, she is back to full health. The Piccolo being the next one to that. Now what has to deal with Frost, but before Piccolo could go any further, but Chira does give Piccolo the heads up that something is not right with Frost. So when Frost was attacking her, she felt sick at some point. And of course, they put two and two together and come up with, well, weird Frieza race character where it poisons people with weird arm implants. Knowing full well now that this wasn't a coincidence, Piccolo, who is basically again now a very mad uncle who would definitely rip the heads off of anyone who touches their nieces and nephews, said no, looks at Frost and is definitely determined to give Frost a walloping. And not even giving Frost a chance to go to any of his other forms whatsoever. Right, and of course, Frost is knocked out. And of course, Piccolo gets the win and face off his next opponent, which is good old Magneto. At first, it seemed like a very hard thing for Piccolo to try and handle, but eventually, Vegeta starts throwing insults at the giant mechanical thing, and apparently it seemed to work. And Piccolo is just basically face palming at, seriously, this thing can handle insults? And just basically eliminates Magneto from the ring. And so far, half of Universe 6's fighters are out. This might appear to be a little easy. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, because of the last two opponents that Piccolo had to deal with, he is sort of starting to wear out a little. but even Kaba, which is the next opponent, the next fighter for Universe 6, said now what deals with Piccolo, and of course, Kaba surprisingly gets the win, which is definitely a big boost in Kaba's confidence. However, that gets turned sideways when Vegeta comes in next after Piccolo. Well, one thing that doesn't change, however, is how the fight goes originally. Which basically means that Vegeta teaches Kaba the Super Saiyan. They bring out the battles within each other, and of course, at the end of the day, Vegeta still comes up with the win. Universe 6 is down to their last fighter, while Universe 7 legitimately has 3 fighters at their disposal. There's no way Universe 7 can lose now. Well, at this point. If only we're that easy, though. The big thing, though, is that when hit enters the battlefield, the whole fight with the Hit and Vegeta still pretty much goes about the same roundabout way, so to speak. Yeah, yeah, and of course that kind of worries it's the God of Universe 7 a little. But good old Beerus said barely, you understand, like, what the heck happened? Broly, however, would notice that Goku, while the fight was going on, was studying how Hit was fighting. Broly, asking with some concern in her voice, "Is there something I should be aware of, Master Son Goku?" What? I don't know. There's something about the way he fights that just doesn't add up. But the only thing I can definitely tell you is to be careful. And don't worry. If he proves to be too much for you, then I'll be sure to put an end to this fighter. Broly, obviously a little sheepish, but knows that if this guy can handle Vegeta, then he better up his game. Broly, now next to fight for Universe 7, is next. And what usually ends up happening is that at the beginning of the match, Broly goes all maximum. And basically goes all the way up to Super Saiyan Blue plus Legendary Super Saiyan Prowess. So we get the Legendary Super Saiyan Blue, which basically means that Broly now has like a turquoise Super Saiyan hair look, so to speak. Yeah. And that the fight rages on. And surprisingly, Hit is being pushed to his limit even more so before than he did with the Son Goku. And with every effort of pushing Hit to the sides, Hit just keeps pushing further and further. Both fighters are pushing each other to the limit. Heck, even Hit's starting to realize that his time skip ability, which eventually, Broly, learns that that's how he's been fighting. And it just finally comes to, well, well, it just keeps going of a sort, and it just, the whole fight just so it gets more intense with every punch, kick, energy attack, you name it. It just keeps going on and on and on. The big mistake, however, is that Broly, because he went all out to begin with, is starting to feel the wear out. And unfortunately, this means that Broly manages to tucker himself out by the time he found out how to beat Hit. And with a little bit of respect from Hit, saying that he'll just toss him out of the ring instead of just going for a straight knockout. So yeah, Broly's eliminated. Despite giving the hardest fought effort towards this guy so far, right? And it basically proving that he could handle Hit, even with the Hit pushing his time skip ability even further, and surprisingly even more so than usual. Heck, even breaking through the time skip ability every once in a while. But it just was not enough. And unfortunately, this means we are down to our last fighter for Universe 7. Good old Goku is left to handle the very dangerous assassin, Hit. Broly now being left into the sidelines, feels the warm embrace of his family and Lemmo, like being told on how well he did out there. Right, and of course, Goku would definitely give him the big compliments to his student. You did well, Broly. Yeah, you definitely, you broke his limits even further. So for now, just rest. You've earned it, Broly. Goku, what it says. So what the most proudest look on his face ever. So yeah. What does this mean for the final fight if Hit's been pushed extremely hard? Well, unfortunately for Hit, because of how hard he's been pushing against Broly, and of course, so with Vegeta not being much of a challenge, but still, with Broly, pushing Hit to the hardest extremes, Hit is trying not to show it, but he is exhausted. Broly pushed it to the very fine line. So with that being said, what it means for Goku's fight with Hit this time is that for Goku, he can handle Hit pretty well so this time. Heck, the moment when Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken times 20, I believe. But it just basically shows how tired Hit eventually gets at some point. So with that being said, Goku is the one that beats Hit this time around. And with that being said, the tournament finally comes to a close. So with Goku, going for a knockout to Hit, and of course, Universe 7 wins the Super Dragon Balls, and of course they get to keep their Earth. And everything seems so well. That is until the GODs of Universe 6 and 7 start to panic at the sight of Zeno. And Zeno is very quite pleased on how this tournament went about. Even more so excited than he was originally. Yet in the original story itself. And why, you may ask? Well, it's because of Broly and Goku's performance, especially. So, when Zeno, ask about Goku and Broly, Goku and Broly obviously humble themselves, or at least, Broly humbles himself, while Goku is basically excited as heck. And the promising future of having another tournament someday is still in the picture. Whether it happens out of sheer curiosity or what, it is still up to the air. That being said, though, afterwards, it would appear that hey, these 7 Dragon Balls can legitimately grant anything. So when it came time to make a wish, Broly suggested something very, very unusual, and kinda very interesting as well. That being making the wish of giving the half Saiyans, those being Gohan, Goten, Chira, and Trunks, the Super Saiyan God forms, and of course, this meaning that they can have God Key. Yeah, and of course, it goes out without a hitch. Yeah, Goten, Trunks, Chi, feel the strange power flowing through them. Gohan, oh wait, back in the middle of his, conference, feels this weird tingling sensation, and kinda has to, call in Sid because he felt weird, that, not understanding what that was, said, with the wish granted, we now have, more, we're saying like warriors who have God Ki. Yeah. So when time came to return to Earth, the Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, going make sure that they teach the offspring how to handle the God Ki to also become Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and of course Super Saiyan Blue. But so, with that being said, this story took it up a notch by adding more Super Saiyan Blue warriors. So, they basically have Broly to thank for that, for coming up with that kind of wish. To sweeten the deal even further, though, Goku decides to add in Kaioken to the training. Because, hey, at this point, they may as well let add everything they can, because they legitimately had that they talk of a possible tournament in the near future where that may happen. So, better safe than sorry, I guess. And all that seems well ends well. That is until Trunks from the future shows up. For real this time. It's not like in the last part where I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I swear this time, for real, future Trunks does show up. I swear. And that is the end of this part. Well, it is what it is, and well, and honestly, I am not surprised at this point. And for this point on, I am definitely 100% certain that these sagas I'm doing will be congested into one video, as I just did with this video in particular. So yeah, next video we'll definitely delve right into the Goku Black arc, and well, maybe the video after that will definitely be Tournament of Power. Because, well, not gonna lie, it seems inevitable, regardless. No matter how I spin the dice or whatever. So yeah, that's that, I guess. So I hope you guys will definitely stick around for the journey. Please leave a like on the video, share the content with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell, and of course, I will see you guys next time in the next video. See ya!